junk, you know, trying to straighten this stuff up. And I came across two long forgotten items. One's an MP3 player and one's a USB. Well, this is an MP3 player too, but it's a USB flash drive. It's by Element Electronics. And this was the third MP3 player I had. The first one was about 5 years ago. And back then we didn't have anywhere really in this town except Walmart, and I don't think Walmart had them, where you could buy MP3 players. Except department stores. So if I needed it, or online, if I needed an MP3 player, I had to buy from J.C. Penney's or Belts. And the first two I got, one at J.C. Penney and one at Belts. One was $50 and one was $80. The $80 one showed video, like very small screen video. I mean, like a fourth of my iPod size. And the $80 one lasted 4 months. I don't remember how big it was. It wasn't too big. I think it was maybe 1 gig or 2 gigs, which was big back then apparently. And it played the videos, it played the music, but it only lasted 4 months. And I had to put batteries in it. So, I got a headache. So, you know, there was the constant buying of, I think, AAA or AA's. The second one I got was from Belts, and it was $50. Didn't have video, it's just your average, cheap, well, cheaply made, but it slightly expensive MP3 player. And it lasted a week. I mean, it played and then it just messed up. I had to return it. So I got this, and I believe I got this at Big Lots. I don't remember. There was only 3 places in town you can buy them. And this was a USB drive. It's a 1 gigabyte USB drive, but it's an MP3 player. And you put in one AAA battery. And I love this thing to death. I mean, literally. I loved it. And I felt bad when this died. Because I've been living in this house for 4.5 years. And I had this in, I moved here in 2007. Early 2007. So I had this in 2006. And I just couldn't live without this. This was awesome. And I only had 20 songs on it. Total. You know. I didn't have a big music file back then. I just would, you know, burn music on the CD and then add it to this if needed. But, it got to a point where I couldn't go back a song. This button that will let me do it wouldn't work, so I had to keep pressing forward and go through the whole playlist and then back around to that one song. This still plays it, but the buttons are kind of tricky now. Like if I press play, I have to actually like hold it down. But if I hold down too long, it'll turn it off. So I got that, and then I got the iPod, and I've had the iPod since. But this I bought earlier this year, and I thought I had lost it. I love this thing, but I thought I had lost it. This is just like this, only this is 2 gigs. This is a slick mp3 player, and just like it plays music. It's a USB drive. You just drop and drag the songs to it. You put a 1 AAA battery in the back, and this records insanely well. If you need a seriously, I have a headache. If you need a, even if you don't need an MP3 player, if you need just something to record, maybe you want to spy on somebody or catch somebody admitting they done something wrong, or like picking up a lecture, just get this, put in the AAA, and you'll be fine. You know, record about 2 gigs worth of this crap. Well, not fully 2 gigs, but record almost 2 gigs, pop it in your computer, clean it out, do it again. And I had literally forgotten about this. The problem is with these tiny things, I lose them. I have a big one. I got a lot of stuff, and I can lose stuff, which scares me because I got money also, and I don't want to lose my money. But it's always easy to like misplace stuff with me. So what I do is I put them in my bags. I have fanny packs. I got like 3 fanny packs. I stick them in there. I stick them in messenger bags. I stick them in mini messenger bags. I stick them in any real bag, sort of man purse, I guess you can say. I stick them in that, and then that way if I ever look for them, I know they're in 80 bags. But this somehow ended up one of my mom's old purses. Them quilted purses. Mom was taking it out and she going, "What are these?" I'm like, Joey, I've been looking for these forever. Sweet. But this was 15, I think, and this was 10, or this was 10, this was whatever. One was 10, one was 15. So anyway, the question is, what was your first MP3 player? Your first one, and do you still have it? Do you still have like your old MP3 players? Even if they're not working, you still have them. Maybe like these, they're flash drives and you still use them. Because flash drives still work on this. I can just pop in Linux and use it again, toss it out when new Linux comes out. So, do you still have your MP3 players? And do they still work?